Hi there, welcome to this next lesson. In this lesson I will teach you how to tune the harmonium. So I will explain you step by step, and by the end of the lesson you should be able to tune your instrument by yourself. So let's start. What do we use? So now, a few easy tools which I've actually figured out a method using some very simple tools which you can buy for only a couple of dollars, very cheap. And the thing is that you'll be also needing a little program to tune pianos, which is called TuneLab. You can find a free version, and with this free version you can totally tune this instrument. Tuning the harmonium, either a piano, isn't possible with just a guitar tuner. That's impossible. So you'll be needing a special program for that, and I'll advise you to use TuneLab because that's free. So have a go, download it, install the free version. It's gonna be perfect. Now, sadly, it's possible to use a smartphone or an iPad to use this program, because then you will be have to pay. So it's quite expensive program. I think it's a couple of $100. You know, that's the most easy thing. Of course, you can use your iPad or your phone. Sadly, well, they charge money for that, so it isn't necessary. You can do it free. Just have a laptop, download this program on your laptop, Windows or Mac version, no problem, and then download it, install it, and it works fine. Yeah, there's a little limitation that each so many notes, like 50 notes or whatever, 10, it stops working for 1 or 2 minutes. You have to just wait 2 minutes, and then you can continue using the program. But that's just a small thing. Well, so perfect. Let us start. I'll be explaining what you need first of all, and then step by step what we do. Right? Okay. So you'll be needing this thing, which is a palette knife. Yeah, and it has a very thin blade, very thin. Yeah, so that's what you need. It's used to mix oil paint. I mean, you can buy this stuff for a few dollars. I guess not more than $5. Then you'll be needing little file. Yeah, so this is little file which is used to make some little scratches on the reeds. I'll explain in detail. Then we need just a screwdriver. So first things first, what do? We open the screws. So we take off this screw. And we open this screw. Then this one. And this one. And also this one. And this screw. Now this depends on the harmonium. You just should be able to, you have to be able to open it. That's all. Now with another type, it might go more easy. So then take this out, put it away. This thing, put it away. We have to open these screws. Now, so take this out. It has this little pins here. See that? Little pins, which go in a little hole here. So when you put it back, it should go little pins in the hole, and then it goes back, and then put the screws back. So now I take it out, little pins, right? Put it apart, and now we are able to open this. Yeah. This harmonium, it's very easy. Only take this knob, and you open it. Right? So only two knobs, this one and this one. There is nothing here. You don't have to take off this thing, and there are no screws here. So that's very easy, this model. Only this one and this one open it. Also this, you don't have to take it off. This harmonium is a little bit more difficult. I mean, a little bit more work, but doesn't matter. All right. So this is the program we will be using, TuneLab. When you open it, it will give a little error. I mean, he says no calibration found. Custom calibration has not yet been performed on this computer. The default calibration is in effect. That's fine. Just press OK. Doesn't matter. Right. So then select manual note switching. Manual note switching. That's easy. Then we also, you see the octaves. So we don't only have one note, no octaves. So voila. Then also these knobs are the registers, yeah, and they are connected to in the inside to these things. So when I open a knob, it opens a hole where the air comes through. Now, in this case, yeah, I have 2 reeds per note. Yeah, this harmonium has 3. See the difference? Okay, so 3. This one 2. So to tune, this is a bit easier and goes a bit faster. So that's what we like, easy. So these knobs, you have to check to which chamber they are connected. So this one is connected to this chamber. You can see this is the chamber, the air chamber, and this is a big air chamber. So we have 2 chambers. This model has 3 air chambers. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, which is connected to these 3 reeds. So we should be able to play these reeds or hear the reeds separate. So if we open this one, it's all fine. This one is a different. See, that's that one. This one is also fine. All right, so we can open this, but then we should close that one in the corner here. This one should close. So let's only have this. So now we only use this chamber. This one we close. Then we will only hear this chamber. This. Okay. So these are connected. Okay, so we opened the correct registers to hear only one reed, and now when we play, we only hear one reed. That's most important. So you have to check a bit with your harmonium how things are built. See with the air chambers that you only have one chamber which opens holes. Then, of course, we know we are only listening to one reed. Yeah. Okay. So then, for now we can tune. So we know that we have to tune these reeds because there the holes are opened. These are open, so we have to tune these reeds. Okay. Now the names are written on it. On the reeds, the name are they are written sometimes in pencil or in they're like carved into it. But it depends. Not every model has it. So here you can see pencil markings, but sometimes it is you know, carved like into the metal here. So you see C, D, C sharp, whatever. Yeah? But you can also listen by doing this. Do you hear? Dun, dun, da, 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 C, C. But it's written also. So you have to figure out how to tune. It is actually written in pencil, but also it is carved here. And do you see that? Here, 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 here is carved the notes, the name of the note. So you know what you are tuning, right? Okay, so I will show you the program. And there is written here A4. A4 is the 4 means a certain octave and is the normal A. The A. And that's the A, not when a man sings the A, but when a woman sings A. So man and woman have a different octave. So when a woman sings the A, a high A, that's the 440 A. And it's the middle A on a piano. So that is actually, this is actually the low one. So this is 440. And as you can see, when I play it, it starts showing a little peak. It shows a little peak here. So this one is a little bit too high, as you can see, because the red line shows 440. My note is 441 something, 441 and a half, somewhere there. It's a little bit too high, but that's just subtle. Anyway, if you are very precise, you need to tune it. Okay. Now you can also check this black little you can also check these black squares. If they move to the right, you're too high. If they move to the left, you're too low. And if they are standing still, then your pitch is correct. So let's see. So they move to the right, so meaning my pitch is a bit too high, but we can also see this here because it's right side of the red So what to do now? We need to also when the squares move fast, it's a lot too high. If they are going slower, so they move very slow, then it's only a little bit high. So that's also what it shows. Okay. If it's too low, it will go to the left. So the squares will move to the left. But ideally, they will be standing still. So, how to tune? How do we lower or higher the pitch? So we will be watching this screen if we are getting there. So I'll do it once more. So a little bit too high. Okay, done. So how do we lower? Now, first of all, we need to find our A. So you can always count as well. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the ninth, this is the ninth key from starting from up. So we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. That's the A. And remember, we have these holes open. Yeah. Then we go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Slightly too high. Now, why do we need this tool? Because we are gonna put it under like this. Like that. Yeah. And when you hold it like that, you're gonna, with the other file, you're gonna make scratches or on the very tip or at the base. And as you can see, it has been scratched as already. Yeah, there have been little scratches here and here already. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, here you can see it here. Some scratches there and some scratches there. Yeah. Okay, so you make little scratches. If you scratch the tip, what will happen is the pitch will increase. So you make the note higher. And if you scratch at the bottom, so the bottom is near the two attachments here, that's the base. So this is the base, this is the tip. Okay, base, tip. So if you scratch here, the sound will go low. If you scratch at the tip, sound will go high. Okay, so how do you do that? We are gonna make, so the note was too high, so we take the little palette knife, put it under. And why do we do that? To give a counter. Yeah, we can press this. To scratch, we need to press it, you know. So we need to scratch, press it, but if we don't hold it with the palette knife, we're gonna press it down, and I mean that's not what you want. So you need to kind of hold it. So then you make scratches. So then you check. So the squares go slower and the peak is getting closer to the red line, so that's good. So now I'll do that again a little bit. I hold it with a palette knife like that, scratch a bit. Check again. Okay, getting there. Do it again. hold it with a palette knife. Don't scratch too much at once. Better scratch multiple times. As you can see, I have to open the harmonium many times. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. Perfect. You see? Now the peak was on the red line and the squares were still. Now we can continue to our next note. We can either go low, go high, doesn't matter. Let's say we go higher, so that we will have a B flat. What to do now? I have to press the arrow and it will say A sharp. Okay. Now I can do the A sharp or B flat. You see? Way too high. So then I go there to the B flat, which is of course next to the A flat. I go, take the palette knife, go under the B flat. Sometimes it goes a little bit hard. Voilà. So lower it. Don't be afraid to really scratch. You have to take off some metal. See the difference? That's even a little bit too low. So now we have to higher it again by make a few scratches at the tip. So when it's difficult to take the with the palette knife to go under the reed, then you can use a sharp knife, little blade like this. Okay, little blade like this, which is very sharp. And this might be what you need to go under. And even try to combine both. So, voilà. See? Take the knife, pull it up, go with the palette knife under, and make a few scratches. Always remember what to do. Now, the sound was a little bit too low, but very little, so then scratch the tip. Then you go with the palette knife, go under and scratch it a bit. But it only needed little, so not much, huh? Let's check again. That's fine enough. That's fine. I mean, if it moves a little, it's fine. Yeah. Okay, so that is how we continue doing every note. So that is how we continue doing all the reeds. Go one by one. Then when you did one section of the reeds, one air chamber, you go to the next one. You change the registers so you get the other holes. Yeah. The high one, in this case. And you start tuning these guys. Okay? And then you do the same. That is how we continue with all the notes. So we are having one section at a time. So one row of reeds, one chamber, one air chamber at a time. Okay, we check the note. We select always which note we are gonna choose. We're gonna tune. So let's say we do we started with A, but you can start with the highest note. In this case, F. So this would be A4. That would be F5. So which octave to select? Number 4, number 5, number 3. You can start with 4. So have a A4, C, if it works, if it shows. And if it shows, you can tune. But it might not work, and then you have to change the octave, right? So keep in mind, this is A4. It's rather a high A. It's the A that a woman would sing with her voice. Yeah, if a man sings, that's a lower A. So that's A3. Okay, but we have to define our octave. So A4. Think of a woman, rather high. Okay. Down. If we go down, we have A4, G4, F4, E4, D4, C4. And then we go down, we have 3. B3, A3, G3, etc. C3. Then we go down, B2, A2, G2, F2, etc. If we go up from A, we have A4, B4, C5. We start a new octave there. C5, D5, E5, F5. So this note would be F5. This is F5. So we can choose our here F5. Now we can start tuning. Right? Now if we change our registers and we take the small reeds here, see, it's even higher. So this is an octave higher. So this would be F6. We have to change F6. Right? And then we go down E6, D6, C6, B5, up, C5, and then B4 till C4, B3 till C3. So you have to try to get the octave right. So I will provide you a little listening MP3, little audio file of a few notes in a few octaves. So I give you, for example, A4, A5, C4, C5, F4, F5. So if you listen to these pitches, you can control, have a check. See, okay, this is the right octave, and then you can use that for tuning with the program, because you have to always select the note and the octave, the number. Okay, voila. So you have to tune these always separate. So make sure the holes are closed of one air chamber and the other ones are open of the other chamber, and vice versa. Okay. Then you take the palette knife or the sharp knife, this thingy, you go under the metal reed. Don't go up, don't press it up, just be gentle with it. Go under. If it's too high, scratch at the bottom. If it's too low, scratch at the tip. Okay, and then try to not bend the reed. It should be straight. Don't make it bend in the hole. So, that's why you support it with a palette knife, and then you are able to scratch it without bending it. So don't make any bends in it. If you by scratching get a funny sound, bit of bagpipe sound, that is when the edge of the reed has a little damage or a kind of a file. It's very small. You might not really see it clearly, but there is a kind of a little metal edge, little file of scratching. You damaged it, and it's now touching the side. So when it starts vibrating, it's touching the side. So you have to see at the edges if they are clean. So go and clean them a bit with a, you can do it with a knife or with a file. Just go to the edges and see that they are clean. Okay, so mostly it will be a little thingy which you have to clean or scratch it a little bit at the side so it can move freely. So the reed should be able to move freely. It can also be there is a little bit of dust, like a dust particle or some whatever, spider webs or something, why the metal reed can't move freely. So if that's the case, it will also produce a kind of a funny sound. So it should be clean it, and the edges of the reed should be nice and clean, nice and straight. If they are by scratching, you never scratch at the sides. You scratch in the middle of the metal reed. If you scratch at the sides, you might damage the sides, and then you get this funny sound. So you have to be careful for that. Also, the metal reed should be nice and straight in the in the holder. It shouldn't be too high, it shouldn't be too low. It should be nice and straight. So then, if you tuned all the notes, it will take a while. It might take 4 or 5 hours. It's a very big job. Then we end putting all this stuff back. All right, so we put this back here. This guy, we put it here. And we can play and check. We put the screws back. Take this thing. Put the screws back. Put the screws back there. Put this one in front. So you just put everything back. And then you're ready with tuning. And you should be good for many years. I would say at least 3-4 years. You shouldn't have any problem. Okay, this screw here is a bit loose. So what happens? Sometimes a sound of a certain key is way less direct and softer comparing to other keys. So these ones are like loud, and these ones as well. This one is a bit weaker. Sound comes later. This as well, a little bit, but these two. Especially this one. So how do we fix that? Okay, so I actually discovered that in the inside here, this screw, so this is the C, has actually there is no tension on this screw. It's I can turn it, but nothing happens. See, and it comes loose. So I already had a look, and I added a bit of how do you call this, liquid wood. Yeah, because the wood here, there was a bit of a damage by this screw, and it damaged the wood a bit. So this in time it became loose, and there was no fix. So the screw didn't fix. It wasn't fixed. So how do we fix that? So actually you can loosen this screw, but also this screw isn't very tight. So I'm gonna also take out this screw. And replace it with a screw which is a tiny bit bigger. So you have to look for a screw, not longer, Okay, can be just tiny bit longer, but be careful. It should be same, but a little bit bigger. So make sure this is clean, so there are no wooden there is no wood sticking out. Yeah, should be kind of clean, so the metal touches it's nicely connected, so this should close from the side. Yeah, and there should no air leaks. If there are air leaks, that is why the sound is softer. So take this screw, put this back, I tighten the screw, but not too much, because otherwise it's gonna I'm gonna break the wood, and the tension is gone. So then now here I am placing a screw which is a tiny bit wider. Okay, so what I want is tension. I want it to tighten everywhere. There should be no air leaks. Okay. Also, this D was a bit weaker. So I'll take this out and replace it with a screw that is a tiny bit wider, so I have more grip. Voila, that's good. That's great. I'm not very happy with this one. Still, it doesn't hold very well. So what I can try to do is take a new screw and tighten it from the outside. So sometimes it doesn't really work, and I take a bit of a sharper screw just to start making the first beginning of the hole. So just the beginning. So this one is a bit sharper, and it goes in the wood better. Then I take my screw. Voila. So I tighten this screw, and it holds the outside part bit. You want it to, it should be pressed very firmly as possible, so there are no air holes, air leaks. Okay, so you can fix it a bit like this. Also, if you check this, they are actually in these two sections of reeds are mirrored. So the base of these reeds is here. So if you want to lower the notes, you have to scratch here. And if you want to raise the pitch, you scratch at the tip there. But here you do the other way around. This is the base, so lower, higher. Okay, so again, higher, lower, lower, higher. That's how we do it, all right? And then we take this knife and we carefully go under, see? And then slide it, take the thingy and scratch it, make some scratches. You can push quite firmly now because I'm holding this. This reed can't go anywhere. Okay, it's if I take this off and I'm gonna push, I'm gonna push it down. You see? So I'm gonna bend it. And that's not allowed. So you're gonna get a bad sound. You might damage the reed. It might really be damaged. You might really damage it. So that's not a good idea. So always go under and hold it as supported, and then scratch it. So let us check now. Better, you see? So we fixed it. So I hope that's clear for you. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you in the next lesson. And I'll wish you a lot of success tuning the harmonium.